Annual planning is the worst. Yep, I said it. And in today's episode, I'm going to tell you why annual planning might be hurting your business and what you need to do instead. I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel. I am a biz coach and integrator for creatives, helping you make dreams and dailies happen. And in today's episode, we might be getting a little controversial. I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me in the comments. How do you feel about this? In my opinion, annual planning is the worst. Annual planning could be hurtful to your business. And I personally do not recommend annual planning. Yep, I said it. That's my mic drop, okay? Well, let me tell you guys why. Because I love planning. I'm all about the calendars and the sticky notes and the color coding. But there's a strategy that annual planning doesn't have. See, annual planning isn't flexible. Annual planning puts so much emphasis on all 12 months that you're too wide lens. You're looking at everything and trying to figure out, well, what's going to happen in November of 2022? And it's not even January of 2022 yet. It doesn't give you flexibility to make pivots and changes as the year progresses. We all remember 2020. It put a bomb in all of our businesses, at least in the creative industry. And if you've done an annual plan, your whole plan went up in smoke in March. And so annual planning didn't allow you the flexibility to have pivots and to decide what's working now, what needs to work moving forward, and make changes as you go. Annual planning also puts way too much emphasis on the future. Again, if we're looking at an annual calendar versus a quarterly calendar, an annual calendar, there's just so many months happening. We're talking 12 whole months. I'm supposed to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to be doing for all 12 months of next year. That's making me put way too much emphasis, way too much mental energy on months that I don't even know what life is going to be like yet. So when you are annual planning, I want you to figure out a way that allows you to have flexibility and doesn't put so much emphasis on the future. So what can you do? Because I want you to plan. I want you to have strategy as you are setting business goals. But instead of creating an annual plan, I want you to create a quarterly plan. See, a quarterly plan does the opposite of an annual plan. A quarterly plan gives you flexibility. A quarterly plan, well, let's do math here. There are 4 quarters in a year. So that means you have the flexibility to plan 4 times a year. I know all the people that love planning, you guys are like, oh my gosh, yes, dream come true. Those of you guys that don't love planning, don't worry. It's easy, it's fun, I promise. It's gonna make you like it. When you are quarterly planning, you get to see what's working and what's not working as the year progresses versus feeling so set in stone with everything for 12 months. So quarterly planning gives you flexibility. Quarterly planning puts the emphasis on the here and the now instead of the future. Quarterly planning allows you to look at a 90-day chunk of time, the next 90 days, and say, what can I do now? What's realistic for me as a business owner right now? On my quarterly calendar, I'm able to keep up with what my focus is for the month. I'm able to have a success standard so I can see, are things going the way that I want them to go? I'm also able to think through marketing strategies and just all in all consider what the next 90 days are going to be. Annual planning does not give you that, but quarterly planning does. So annual planning, the worst. Quarterly planning, the best. And if you haven't tried a quarterly planning system, you absolutely need to give it a try. I've got these printable calendars in my shop. I'd love for you guys to take a look. As big as me, life size, allows you to see everything that's happening over that 90-day period. And then in March, I'm going to rinse and repeat this process. And rather than being set in stone with an annual plan, I'm going to say, yeah, in March, what do I now have the capacity for in April, May, and June? And then in June, I'm going to do the same thing for July, August, and September. And it just rinse and repeats all year long. Annual planning, the worst. quarterly planning the best, and I can't wait to see what your Q1 of 2022 looks like. Thanks, y'all.